What is up, everyone? Welcome to the pre-deadline stream for Game Week 12. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Football Chatbox. Hope you are all doing well. Joseph, welcome. MFZ, welcome. Finally, a good time to stream. So I mean, well, usually we start 9:30. We started 9:30 before as well, the last one, but this one I had to push it back a bit more, like 15 minutes, because I was still cooking. Rohan, welcome as well. How are you all doing? I think my camera is fine. Yes, should be good. Okay. Hope you are all doing well. Now, obviously, we're doing the deadline stream today, which is why I called it the pre-deadline stream, mainly due to the fact that I am not going to be available tomorrow. And so because of that, we are doing it now. Now, obviously, there is a chance that potentially I might be available at least on X and Discord. Like if anyone wants questions, you can, or even on the YouTube. I'll probably create a community post as well tomorrow, and we can answer questions just before the deadline. If anyone has any, I'll just reply on the comments for those stuff. Maybe one during the afternoon, although I think most of you might be asleep during the afternoon of Australia time tomorrow. Are you guys going to be asleep? I don't know. Depends. The Australian crowd will be awake. Some of the Southeast Asia crowd will be awake. UK crowd, you guys will be asleep. And then the US crowd will be awake. So I probably might even potentially, I don't know. We'll see. Depends on my availability tomorrow, how things are going. Few questions here. Is going Konate over Van Dijk valid? I don't mind going Konate. I still don't think, I still think if you're going to go a Liverpool defender, just go Van Dijk purely for better DEFCON, and also Van Dijk is still the more set piece threat over Konate. That's kind of how I would look at it. And how do you rank Bruno, Cunha, and Ahmad? Bruno, Cunha, and Ahmad, I would go Bruno, Ahmad, Cunha at the moment. Mainly due to the fact that there are times when Cunha could be dropped. You could say the same thing for Ahmad as well, but I think Ahmad might be played a bit more because he's going to go for AFCON, so the chances of him being dropped a bit more is a bit less, I feel like, before he goes for AFCON. So Bruno, Ahmad, Cunha, that's kind of the reason why. Everyone going Mbeumo, yeah, because he is, end of the day, if you look at the United's attack, the front three, he's probably the one playing the best out of everyone. That's kind of why. Rohan says, good Ryan, how are you? Any news on injury? At the moment, we are expecting Guehi to be fine from the looks of it. So I think Guehi should be okay and should be potentially available for Wolves. Semenyo, obviously, he apparently took, he went away from international duty to, we saw all the photo, everyone would have seen the photo of him proposing. So congrats to him. So that's probably why he is flagged. Although FPL Towels are not going to update that because they're going to have to wait for press conference news before they do update that. Gabriel is out. So you guys going to have to transfer him. Now, everyone's saying go for Liverpool defense. You don't necessarily have to go for Liverpool defense. Arsenal defense, I still think is a good option. However, now here's the decision to make. And before I say that, welcome also to Will and Patrick and Marcus and also Becky. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well. So with Gabriel, now I also have Gabriel injury. I haven't thought of removing him just yet. Will I even? I think I might actually lose out on value anyways. Here's my reasoning why I haven't thought of actually removing him just yet. Now I have Mukiele on the bench, who is not a bad option for this week. Just because the fixture is Fulham. Now obviously Fulham are predicted to be getting a result in this game, but Sunderland have played well. I don't mind having Mukiele coming on for Gabriel. The other reason being, I can afford actually Timber, but I want to wait and see for Nico or Riley. I feel like I want to get onto that potentially as a move for next week onwards. And so I'm willing to wait one more week to do Gabriel to Nico or Riley. At least that is the initial plan as things stand. Otherwise, I could also wait and see which Arsenal defender actually substitutes in for Gabriel. I mean, is it going to be Mosquera? Because Mosquera substituted for Saliba. Will the same thing happen where Mosquera plays for for Gabriel as well? Or is it going to be Hincapi? That's another question as well. I'm not really sure which one of those two defenders are going to sub in for Gabriel. So then there's the question mark on that as well. Like, who exactly is going to be Gabriel's replacement? Um, and then, so is it worth maybe waiting one more week to just get that info and go for that defender instead as an option as well until Gabriel is back? The other option is who else? Now, I've already tripled up on Crystal Palace, so Munoz is out of the question. My other alternatives include I'm not going for United defense, even though the models would say I just think our defense is not yet solid, and I don't really trust our defense at the moment. So I'm not going there. Any other defense that I can trust at the moment? Aston Villa, the fixtures are there, but our local Aston Villa fan in Andy would also tell you that you're getting, if you're buying Aston Villa players, maybe a Matty Cash, it's mostly for potential attacking returns than clean sheets, which I would kind of agree with, but the fixtures are there, so Matty Cash would be an option if you're going for it. But then at the same time, for me, playing Mukiele this week is also not too bad overall. So I'm willing to wait one more week to go for O'Reilly potentially as an option. That's kind of where my thinking is at the moment. And now, will I lose? Okay. I also, this is one way to see whether I can afford to wait or not. I can afford to take a price fall on Gabriel, which is coming probably tomorrow or tonight, depending on which time zone you are in. I can afford to take a price fall on Gabriel and it not impact my sale value. So I should be fine with his price fall, and I can potentially still wait a week more. Please talk me out of buying Lucas Digne. The reason to not buy Lucas Dean is what's his name? Ian Matson exists. Is Ian Matson fit? Yes, he's fit. Ian Matson is fit. The reason to not buy Lucas Dean is because Ian Matson exists, and because Ian Matson could potentially get a midweek fixture, or even get like a game week 13 against Wolves, and then Lucas Dean could get Brighton and Arsenal. Just because it's midweek fixtures, there might be slight rotation. That's the only reason to maybe not go Lucas Dean. That's one way of talking you out of Lucas Dean. Hopefully that works. That's the best. That's the only reason I can suggest for not going Lucas Dean. Just purely Ian Matson. What were the rest of the questions? Great time for us. That United game, isn't it, Ryan? 4 a.m. for me. I'm guessing 6 a.m. 7 a.m. thankfully. Which I don't mind getting up and watching. So 7 a.m. game just before work. Fine. What would you do with my team? 57 in the league. All right. People who want teams, send me your teams, or let me know where you're in the mini league, and I will definitely bring it up. So that's kind of my reasoning for waiting Gabriel. It's not going to be the same for everyone's teams. Everyone has different situations that they're in and different flags that they have to deal with. So everyone's answers will be different as well in terms of dealing with Gabriel. And I'm well aware of that. So this is Patrick's team. We'll load up. What's cooking? I was making meatballs for tomorrow basically. So I'm going to a friend's place. So we're bringing something Spanish, and something that I could think of that we're thinking of was meatballs with like a chorizo sauce. For anyone who's Spanish here, please let me know if that is Spanish enough. But yeah. Marcus says, what a great first Ashes day. Indeed. What a great start to the Ashes. What's the score? Cricinfo used to be good. I think Cricinfo is still not too bad. Yeah, England all out for 172, and then Australia collapsed at 123. What is this pitch? This is basically like a bowler's paradise for the pitch. But then again, Australian pitchers are known to be like very fast bowler friendly pitches. So this might not even last 5 days, guys. These Ashes. It might not last 5 days. But yeah, what a day. Um, I have one free transfer, says Patrick. All right, we can have a look. Bradley and Words out. Saboslai right back or Frimpong. This is for Australia. Not for, this is for Liverpool. You mean Bradley and Words out. Saboslai right back or Frimpong. Wait. Have I missed some team news that I'm supposed to be knowing? Enzo Maresca reveals Cole Palmer has fractured toe after an accident at home. That's the first message I've just seen on my Twitter. Enzo Maresca reveals Cole Palmer has fractured toe after an accident at home. This guy is not coming back this year, is he? Oh my days. Chelsea fans, you can't get a break. Fantasy Football Scout in terms of team news. Let's see what they have. Liverpool. Alisson. Okay, here we go. Alisson is on course to return against Forest, which means Liverpool defense gets a tick. There's a new double injury for Reds with Connor Bradley and Florian Wirtz ruled out with muscle injuries. Well, it's not like you guys were going to pick Florian Wirtz anyways, right? Surely no one was picking Wirtz. Which means, however, this could be a slight tick for Cody Gakpo minutes. So Cody Gakpo goes up a bit more in terms of being a pick. And with Connor Bradley out, and Frimpong also out, a certain Dominic Soboslai is going down as an FPL pick. Now he'll get more DEFCON, but you're not going to get his attacking returns that you want unless it's from like a set piece. So I probably what I read from this is Liverpool defense should technically improve a bit more with Alisson back, assuming he's fit to play the Forest game. And Saboslai's pick goes down, but gets a bit more DEFCON, less attacking threat. And Cody Gakpo as a pick should go slightly more up. That's kind of how I'm reading this. Although there's still the possibility that Isak plays striker and, Ekitike plays left. But at the moment, we haven't really seen that, so we can't assume that at the moment. Ryan, Arsenal downfall starts now. I'm going to be enjoying this downfall. Too early, man. Too early. It'll be Hincapi, says Rohan. See, that's what I don't know, right? So because I'm kind of going to wait and see whether it's going to be Hincapi or Mosquera, and then I can decide next week on who I want to bring in. Please talk me out by Lucas Dean. I answered that. What about Man City defense? Exactly. That is why Nico O'Reilly for next week and not this week, because this week they're playing Newcastle. Free hit 13. I am on the triple captaincy on Haaland bandwagon. But free hit 13 is also not a bad idea, but I'm on the Haaland triple captaincy mainly because, Haaland's the only player at this moment that I could potentially trust with a triple captaincy. Leeds is one fixture. Sunderland at home should be okay. But it's a bit more harder than the Leeds fixture. And then you have West Ham at home, which should be a good fixture as well. But that is so far into the Christmas period that I don't even know what the FPL landscape and what Man City's landscape and what Erling Haaland's situation will be like. And so I just want to get it out and done with by Game Week 13, ideally. So that's, at the moment, that's my plan. Triple captaincy, Game Week 13. Uploaded my lineup for this week. 2 free transfers. I still have wildcard and bench boost. And free hit chips. 1.7 billion in the bank. Ooh, okay. All right, so this is Patrick's one. Palmer fractured his toe. Yes. K7, how are you doing? Welcome. Share the recipe as well. I can share you guys the recipe. It's let me find it. For those of you who are not in Australia, it's on a Australian paper, but because the person who actually makes the recipe doesn't have it on her website. But I will share the recipe for it, and you guys can have a look as well. Let me find the link. Here we go. Who asked for the recipe? Rohan wanted the recipe. That's the recipe. I've put it in the chat for anyone who wanted that recipe. Um, Considering Endai to Rice Okunya or Semenyo to Bruno. Don't do Semenyo to Bruno. Wait for Semenyo press conference news to see whether he's actually fit. I still prefer Semenyo. Fixtures are really good. Don't need to do it. He's not going for AFCON as well. Rice, and I don't really have to go double United attack at the moment. It's not like, I mean, our attack is good, but it's not free flowing all out attack, right? At the moment. So you don't necessarily have to go for double United attack. Endai to Rice or Cunha. I'd probably go Declan Rice as things stand. If you were to pick between Rice and Cunha. The moves I'm considering this game week is Gabriel plus Reinders to Esteve plus Saka for a -8. -8. I'm assuming you've already done moves and that's why you're thinking of this. What's your current squad looking like, K7? That is it really is a -8 needed this week? Or what's the squad looking like? O'Reilly ain't gonna start 13, 14, 15 with midweek fixtures. Exactly. But then that's kind of why I want to wait a week, see whether he plays the Champions League first of all. If he plays the Champions League, slightly better chance. So if he doesn't play the Champions League, slightly better chance of him playing in Game Week 13, right? Which is kind of what I would like. And it's an early kickoff, not early kickoff. It's the one of the early fixtures out of the deadline. Maybe we get some leaks. I don't know, potentially. Although these days leaks have been behind a paywall, so maybe we don't get any leaks. But maybe, I don't know. So I'm happy to wait and see to see whether what happens in the Champions League before making that move. He might miss one. Nuri could play one of those. Guardiola could play one of those, but that's the risk you take with Pep Roulette. Elazar, welcome. How are you doing? The cricket pitch isn't that really. It's just a lot of poor shots. I have not seen the highlights for the game. I've been too busy today, so I haven't had time to see the game. I've just seen the score. I've enjoyed the last 2 weeks. They've been too stress-free. I think that's a good thing, to be honest. Best 7.6 million or below midfielder apart from Saar and Rice. I already have triples. Where is this? Close this. Close. Open that. 7.6 million midfielder. I will get to you. Patrick has one. Okay, we need to do Patrick's team first as well. Jamie, welcome as well. Welcome. And Edwin as well. Welcome. 7.6 million midfielder. Are you looking for a fifth midfielder? As in someone you're willing to bench on occasion? Or are you looking for a midfielder you want to start always, Edwin? Because based on the situation, if you're looking for a absolute cheapie that you're willing to bench here and there, but will get you points sometimes, we've been mentioning him quite a lot in recent weeks. Matt Weaver plays right back for Brighton, gets DEFCON in most cases. Has potential attacking threat. Fixtures are not too bad. Or, I mean, you could go Minte. That's not too bad. But again, it depends on what you're looking for. I think Weaver for the budget is actually a pretty decent fifth choice midfielder. Again, depends on what you're looking for. This time of the year, you want absolutely nailed players. Yes, that's why Bruno, Virgil, Rice, etc. Keep away from rotation risk. Games are coming thick and fast. Yes, I would agree with that. Would Semenyo become a better or worse asset if he goes to Liverpool in January? He will become a worse asset. Do Liverpool really need a left winger? No. Well, you could say they kind of do because they don't have a fast attacker who can counter. Having said that, Liverpool's biggest problem is not adding another attacker to the already existing bunch of attackers they have. Now, he'll definitely become a worse asset if he goes to Liverpool in January because he won't become a definite starter, right? So by default, he just becomes worse. I mean, they already have so many options and we don't know who's going to start. Imagine adding another attack on top of that. I don't think that is the fix that Liverpool need to get at the moment, personally. Jamie says free hit 13 to go, Triple City, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa, Spurs. Probably, yeah. Free hit this week and maybe bench boost. I sent you on Instagram. I haven't confirmed it yet. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'll bring your team up as well. Keep Owen or move to Thiago, considering how shaky Bournemouth have looked recently. I don't mind moving to Thiago if you want to move to Thiago because next week is also Burnley for Brentford, which is a really good fixture. So if you want to go Thiago, I don't mind it. But you can keep Bowen, yes, for one more week and get better information next week. But Thiago is also fine. I don't mind it. But yeah, you can wait one more week. Also, Paqueta is suspended, so Bowen on pens. True, 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 true. The worst news is making me think Gakpo instead of Rice now. Yeah, I won't stop you from that. I don't mind that. To be honest, I do think Gakpo. Honestly, you know what? I think in one way, that's probably the best news that could have come for anyone looking to get a Liverpool attacker. Because Gakpo, or if you look at the data, Gakpo is the one that stands out. If you look at the data, the only question with this is how long is Wirtz going to be out for? Like, how long is his injury? Is it a short term? Is it just like, oh, he's going to miss only 1 week and he'll be back next week? Then you're like, oh, you're stuck with now a Gakpo rotation problem. That's the only thing that I'm uncertain on. Thanks, Ryan, for the recipe. I can add some Indian magic to it. Feel free to. Few different spices and yep. K7 says Team ID and Ryan, Gabriel and Reinders drop in tonight. Gabriel, yes. Reinders, I think so. I don't know. To be honest, potentially I'll have to have a look and see. Are we selling Semenyo if he's out? He's not out, right? We'll see whether he's selling or not. I did kudos to Fernandez already. That's not too bad. Tiger, welcome. How are you doing? England winning the Ashes? We'll see. We'll see. You never know. There's still a second innings to go. Start already have Shaka and Anderson thinking Gakpo, Minter, Rogers, like playing my bench boost this game week. Fair enough. Okay, let me load. I swapped out Gabriel for Van Dijk. Fair enough. Are you looking at my team or not? Yes. Patrick has been waiting. I've been having it on screen. All right. We'll start with Patrick's team because I need to look at Patrick's team eventually. He's mentioned his one free transfer. All right. So, Patrick, one free transfer and 1.4 in the bank. I've been reading so many questions because I didn't want to like miss out on anyone's. All right. So, Rea, Timber, Hennessy, Munoz, Semenyo, Enzo, Sa, Embuemo, Saka, Mateta, and Haaland. Roden, Alderete, and Dubravka on the bench, as well as Abdullah, who doesn't play. So, has Maresca said anything on Enzo? He mentioned about Cole Palmer. Does they mean anything on Enzo? Quotes to follow. Enzo are all fit for the trip to Burnley. Okay. So that changes things. Now, what to do with this team? This team doesn't need any change, technically speaking. If I was you, Patrick, I would just roll. I would just roll this team. Is there anything that you need to change? Not really, right? Yeah, I'll probably just roll. Enzo has recovered. Yeah, exactly. Okay, there you go. So Enzo has recovered. We need a right wing. Semenyo is extremely two-footed. He'll be Salah's long-term replacement. Yes, that's fair enough. But that's still not the most important thing for January, right? I would say a defender is more important than a right winger at this moment. So I honestly, Patrick, I just think you roll. Your starting 11 should be fine. Roden coming off the bench if needed is fine. Just wait for Semenyo news, but I think he'll be fine. So I honestly think I would just roll this team. Unless you are looking at making any moves. And while I wait for Patrick's reply, I will load a few teams. Starting with, I have to get Becky's first, but let me also load K7's unless I miss it. So where is Becky? Becky sent it on Discord, didn't you, Becky? This is Becky's. So we have Patrick, we have Becky, K7, but I also have Jamie and Pete. This is Jamie's team. This is Tiger has sent me his team as well. Yes, Tiger sent it before Jamie, so we'll have Tigers up. I need to move this here because I can't see exactly what you guys are telling me now. Let me move the chat over here. Give me a few minutes, guys. Trying to adjust my desktop setup. I can read the chat on this side and then have Teams open and your messages on the other side. This is Andy's team. Have I missed anyone else? Nope. That is basically it. All right. Back to Patrick. Edwin, did you say they send your team as well? No, you asked for 7.6 million midfielder. And then I asked a different question back at you. Okay, playing my bench boost. Elazar says I'm thinking of rolling, keeping Gabriel on my bench. Same, that's what I'm doing. Get another week before deciding VVD, O'Reilly, or Hincapié Muscular. Yep, same. I have the same plan at the moment. Nehal says we need a right winger. Okay, answer that. Yep, fair enough. But maybe in Jan, although, sorry, if you go in Jan, you don't have to worry about Arsenal potentially. If you wait into the summer, then Arsenal will be in contention for Semenyo's transfer as well, because Arsenal will definitely need the left winger as well. Good day all, says Andy. I got Konate for Gabriel. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Looking physicality in the team, which Semenyo will cover. Good long-term additions. Short-term, don't know. Yeah, long-term, yes. I would agree he's a long-term good. Short-term, definitely not. Which is why if you look at it from an FPL perspective, you don't want that because it's not going to be an option. But it is what it is. I swapped out Gabriel for VVT. I sent in my team. Enzo has recovered. Selling Gabriel and Reinders because they're both dropping in price. Enzo and Neto both recovered. I'll send my team. Price falls are really tempting me to move on for Gabriel today. Which is why maybe have a look and see whether you actually get impacted by the price fall or not. That is why I had a look and see whether I get impacted by the price fall, and I do not get impacted by the price fall actually. Because I bought him when he was 6.1 and not 6. If you bought him when he was 6 million, then you would get impacted by the price fall. So have a look into that. Although I still think I'm going to get impacted because what's going to happen is I'm going to not sell him this week, right? He's going to fall in price tonight. So Saturday, when I get up, I'll see him fall in price. And then he's going to fall in price again before next week's deadline. And then I will definitely lose out on money anyways. Because I will have to wait till all the European games are over just to make sure that I don't buy in a player that's going to get accidentally injured or not be available for game week 13. So I'm anyways going to get impacted by the price fall. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to miss 0.1 on the price fall. So if you're on a tight budget, you might want to think again in terms of moves. Yeah. Will Luis Kelly start? Nah, don't bother with Miles Lewis Kelly. Califiori injured too. Wait for, although Arteta is not going to say anything. But Hincapié can play left back as well, to be honest. Hasn't Hincapié played a few games at left back? So I wouldn't get Luis Kelly just yet. Too risky. I have a lot left over and didn't choose a second keeper yet, so there's room for changes. Fair enough. I did a minus. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought so. And to bring Thiago and Minte next week for Abdullah and Enzo, but I really want Gakpo if Wirtz is out longer. Yeah, well, we don't know if Wirtz is going to be out for longer or not, right? That's the biggest issue at the moment. So until we know that, it's a bit of a tricky one. I would like Gakpo, and if we knew Wirtz was going to be out for, even if we knew Wirtz was going to be out for 2 weeks, which means he ends up missing Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, and Leeds. Even if he misses those 4 games, right? If he's out like for 2.5 weeks, I would get Gakpo. Yes, then I would definitely go for Gakpo. But until we know that, it's a bit hard to go for Gakpo. Bilal, welcome. How are you doing? I get impacted, so I need to sell Gab. I need to finalize the moves, thinking Gab to Richards and Enzo to Embuemo. I don't mind those moves. Yes, that's fair enough. I actually don't mind those moves. I swapped out Yakares for Mateta. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I need your help. I'm lost 228 in the league and 4 free transfers. Okay, I'll bring your team up as well, but you'll have to wait because there is a long line ahead. All right, we will start. Okay, so that's Patrick. Patrick looks to be fine. Bilal is here on tie with Andrew. All right, next up is Becky. Becky, what did you do in terms of moves? Where is Becky's chat? Uploaded my lineup for this week. 2 free transfers, still have wildcard, bench boost, and free hit chips. 1.7 in the bank. Wildcard, bench boost, and free hit. To free hit next week or to use the wildcard next week? Decisions. Probably use the wildcard next week. Two free transfers as well, you said, right? I mean, this team. Okay, the things that you need to fix with this team is obviously the bench has to change. Like King, Esteve, Gabriel, Joe Roden, Drewsbury Hall, Jared Bowen. Now, I would probably. Actually, I might think of wildcarding next week with a bit more info. Becky, what's your plan? Several options would be sell Gabriel, double Palace defense with either Mitchell or Lacroix, perhaps double Arsenal mid with Rice or Casemiro free hit. No, don't get Casemiro for free hit. You mean for this week? Probably not, right? Everton. I mean, he might get something, but too risky for a free hit. I might potentially just wildcard this team. How come you did an early live stream this week? Because I'm not available tomorrow, sadly. I'm going out for a dinner, so not available. I'm afraid of going Hincapié because Mosquera has been getting minutes or more often. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's why I want to wait and see who exactly is the Arsenal player who's going to start. I really want O'Reilly because of defense above VVD is more nailed, but O'Reilly could easily outscore him because of his attacking threat. Yeah, I am in the same boat there with you, which is why I'm waiting to see, and I might end up going O'Reilly unless Liverpool convince me like something against Forest where they go with Alisson back and they looked a bit more solid defensively. Then I might rethink and go Van Dijk next week. But for now, I'm leaning towards O'Reilly. Konate will get more of the same points as VVD. Maybe. I still think VVD is the more set piece threat over Konate. Konate is not the set piece threat. And the reason I know this, or at least I think I owned Konate before. I might have actually owned him before, not this season, last season. And he was never up. Correct, Nehal, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong for this because you watch way more Liverpool games than I do. He doesn't really go up for corners or anything, does he? It doesn't feel like Konate is the one who goes up for, like, does he go up for like set pieces and everything? Because it feels for me, it feels like he sometimes stays back. I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's a set piece threat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be mistaken on this, but for me, it always feels like Van Dijk has been the set piece threat, which is why I would just lean towards Van Dijk. I'll spend that extra and lean towards him. Coke Palmer is out for the next 3 game weeks after breaking his toe at home. Yeah, I saw that news. That was the first thing I saw when I just opened X. This guy can't get a break. All right. So, Becky, probably wildcard next week, which means you just try and get something out for this week. You could go double Palace defense if you wanted to. That's a potential, like Munoz and Lacroix potentially for Gabriel. You could also take a 1-week punt if you're going to wildcard and on a defender for this week. Like you could go Van Dijk this week if you really wanted to. Or could go Lacroix. Yeah, that's also fine. I don't mind that overall. Granted, it does, but VVD is always a target. There you go. Okay. Palmer news makes Enzo a definite hold. Yes. You like Palmer? I'm not going Palmer at the moment. He's injured. If he's back fit and everything, I might think about it again. So yeah. So so I got distracted with the incoming phone call. Given history of international break, something will therefore change within the week after. Yeah. So wait, and probably wildcard next week potentially into a better team. For this week, maybe if you wanted, you can do like a Gabriel to another defender, just to put out another defender instead of Joe Roden. Or you could even do Bowen to Mateta if you wanted to, since you don't have Mateta and no Palace attack. The other options include maybe getting someone else instead of Shrewsbury Hall. But who exactly? Not many options. Yeah, original wildcard plan was 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so 13 might be a decent week for you to wildcard. Don't do it 14. 14 is a midweek fixture. Things might change in game week 14. And you're not going to have much. You're not going to have that many days to plan the wildcard between 13 and 14 because of 14 being a midweek. So I'd do it 13. So this is Becky's team. So yeah, Becky, probably a defender instead and start them over Roden. And then obviously, who was it? Edwin. Edwin asked of thinking Gakpo, Minte, Rogers, or Soboslai. I probably might lean towards Gakpo or Minte, Edwin, for you instead of Rogers or Soboslai at the moment. Especially if Bradley's out, Soboslai will most likely play right back, which means he kind of goes down in estimation. Probably lots of price movement around 15, 16 with forced transfers and 5 free transfers from AFCON. Yes, I would agree. Good time to wildcard for farming team value. Could be, again, extremely depends on team. The only thing with this team is Becky has a few there are a few players that you'd want to get rid of immediately right now. That's the only reason why maybe wildcarding a bit more earlier than waiting a bit more later might be more beneficial potentially. When to play my wildcard and free hit depends on the team, but we'll have a look at the team. Next one, this is from K7. So K7, the moves I'm considering this game week is Gabriel plus Reinders to Esteve plus Saka. Did K7 do any other moves? I did Kudus to Fernandes already. Kudus has gone to Bruno Fernandes for the one free transfer that was available. And which means there's Van Dijk, Richards, Munoz, and Senesi. 4-3-3 formation ideally this week. Not 4-3-3. You have Endai, Semenyo, and Bruno Fernandes starting. Gabriel will be moving as well as Reinders moving, which means you will. Okay, so Gabriel. Where was it again? What did you say we're going to do, K7? Gabriel, Reinders to Esteban Saka. Where is the fixture ticker? Where is Burnley? Chelsea, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Fulham, and Everton. Where is Sunderland? Leeds, potentially Brighton, maybe not really. Leeds potentially. K7, quick question to you. Do you have wait, no, who this guy is 4.2, right? Mukiele is 4.2, isn't he? I can see why you want to go Esteve. Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind Esteve. Would you go Leeds defender? No, probably go Burnley defense against Fulham and Everton. You can at least play them in potentially those two fixtures if needed. Yeah, fair enough. I can see why you would want to do it. The only thing is it needed? What happened? Where did the team go? Oh, here it is. Bruno, Semenyo, and you'll play a back 4-3. Yeah, you kind of have to because Reinders to Saka. Yeah, okay. I can see why you want to do it. Reinders to Saka. Yeah, okay. Which means you will go to a 4-4-2 formation. Yeah, I don't mind it. K7. I don't mind those moves. Ahmed, welcome. Enzo and Endai in, is that Endai or is that someone else? I think Saboslice sticks to midfield, start as he is our only creative outlet with words out, but will move to right back mid game. Gomez or Curtis could start right back. Oh, that still doesn't help, right? Kind of. Maybe you could nick an attack in return in the first half and then second half potentially get some defcon as well. I still think that would still boost Gakpo as a better option at the moment. I'm back. Had to drop off a minute. Hi, have a look at my teammate. Plan is Gabriel to Munoz and Paqueta to Rice. I will have a look, but you might have to wait a bit, Sandri. There are quite a few teams ahead of you. I have two free transfers, Gabriel to Richards and Semenyo to Eze. Is that a good move? Already have Timber in my team. Gabriel to Richards, yes. Semenyo to Eze doesn't have to be done. Just keep Semenyo. I think he should be fine. Wait, obviously, for the Bournemouth press conference news. When is the Bournemouth press conference news? Where is Iraola? 12 p.m. What's the UK time right now? You have to wait another half an hour and you might get some Bournemouth press conference news on Semenyo. I wouldn't do Semenyo to Eze personally. All right, this one, I'm assuming this is Tiger's team. Yes, this is Tiger's team. Petrovic, Richards, Van Dijk, Chalaba, Shaw, Semenyo, Wifa, Bruno, Mateta, Joe Pedro, Haaland, Joe Pedro captaincy. Interesting. Dubravka, Endai, Eze, and Van der Ven. You said you were bench boosting this week, Tiger. Oh, I don't know if I would. I mean, I can see why you want to bench boost. Who knows? Maybe you might nick something. Not necessarily the best bench, but you might potentially nick something. And one attack in return, even from one of those players, and you are looking good. 2, 4, 6, 8. Minimum, you look at 8 points. One attack in return from one of them, and you look like a decent bench boost then. I don't mind it. I don't mind it overall. Not necessarily the best, I would say, but I don't mind it. Then obviously this one was from Jamie. Where is Jamie's comments? Oh wait, before I go to Jamie's thing, Tiger wanted to know when to play wildcard and free hit. Who are the free hit teams for next week? Aston Villa, Brentford, Liverpool, City, Spurs as well. Aston Villa, Brentford, Liverpool, City, Spurs. You could potentially play free hit next week if you wanted to. You don't have your triple captaincy anymore, right, Tiger? You've used your triple captaincy chip, right? You could potentially play free hit next week if you wanted to. And then wildcard. Wildcard potentially later in the season. Your team doesn't really need a wildcard as things stand. You could delay your wildcard like game week 17, game week 18, just until the last minute before it refreshes. But keep in mind that's Christmas time, so you need to know whether you're going to have availability during Christmas time, whether to be able to look at a team and build a wildcard as well, depending on your schedule. But you could potentially hold out a bit more on your team before playing the wildcard. It doesn't look like it needs one as things stand. A free hit you could probably play next week. Use triple captaincy. Yeah, okay. So you could probably play free hit next week if you wanted to. And then this is from Jamie. Jamie. I have a lot left over and didn't choose a second keeper, so there's room for changes. What were the comments previously? Using a free hit this week and maybe bench boost. I sent you on Instagram. I haven't confirmed it. So this is a free hit. Wait, what's the bench boost? When's the bench boost, Jamie? What's your team like for a bench boost? When are you playing your bench boost? This is a free hit draft. Joe Pedro, Mateta, Watkins. I don't know. I Buemo Minte. This free hit draft is some high extreme risk taking. Um, I would like to potentially have at least one of the popular captains for this week in your free hit draft. At present, you have probably Mateta and Joe Pedro. Like I would want to have at least a Saka or a Salah or a Haaland. Like one Salah, Forest, Sean Dyche. Maybe not really. I probably want a Haaland though. Okay. I mean, high risk play. This is a very high risk play. It could work out, to be unfair. It could work out. Uh, I still don't know about Watkins, honestly. And I think Andy will also tell you probably not to go Watkins. Maybe Bundeya, I don't mind. Watkins against Leeds. This is Leeds at home, by the way, not Leeds away. Leeds at home are slightly better than Leeds away. Rohan says share my team on X. All right, I'll bring it up as well. I will bring it up. Give me a few minutes. Let me just close some of the rest of the teams. Patrick, I'm going to close your team. As well as Becky. Becky, closing your team. And have you decided on like what defender you'd want to bring in? And then K7, I don't know if K7 is still here. I think he's still here. But K7, I'll keep your team open for now. Tiger's team is here as well. No Villa players. We are not steady enough. Yeah, see. I mean, I can see why you want to target it. Villa 4-0. Fair enough. Fair points. But even in that 4-0, did Watkins get an attack in return? I'm assuming no, right? Did he? Oh, was I blind? Nope. 0.57 XG. I don't know. Maybe. It is a risk. I will say like Watkins is not necessarily that great a player option. You could still go for it. I don't mind it. But yeah. I don't know. Munoz, Lacrosse, yes. Kukurea. Yeah, I don't mind Kukurea. Van Dijk, yeah, fine. Here's the thing. I'd also you don't have to go like you can get cheap bench option. Like on a free hit, you don't have to make an entirely strong squad. You can make a well, you have a lot of cash left over. Anyways, you can have a cheaper bench because you're not going to start everyone. But Munoz, yes. Lacroix, yes. I don't mind those. Kukurea, yes. I don't mind that. So you're playing like a 4-4-2 formation, right? With this team, potentially. So Van Dijk, Kukurea, Lacroix, Munoz, Embuemo. I'd go Embuemo, Semenyo, Emi Bundea. No, you're playing a 4-3-3 formation, actually. Semenyo, Bundea, Embuemo, Joe Pedro, Mateta, and Watkins. So you're playing a 4-3-3 formation. I'm here. I'm thinking of Saka cap. That would help with the -8 as well. Yeah, I don't mind that if you want to go Saka cap. Not against it. I'm not against it. So this is a 4-3-3 free hit. Embuemo, Semenyo, Emi Bundea. Who are your other options? I don't mind it overall. It could pay off. Can I not play bench boost as well? No. You can't play bench boost and free hit. One chip only. Oh, that's why you had no. You can't play both chips at the same time. You can only play one chip. And it seems like you've already activated your free hit, right? If you've already have you activated the free hit and made transfers and confirmed transfers? If you've activated the free hit and confirmed transfers, right? You can't deactivate the free hit. Just letting you know. Now that you activated it, doesn't seem. Well, I don't know. Have you like done transfers and gone confirm transfer? Because if you have, then you can't deactivate the free hit. Just letting you know. You have. Okay. So now you're playing the free hit chip. You can't deactivate it. Can you read my comment, mate? Can you see it? I can see it. Which is the no Villa players are steady enough. Was there something else that didn't get sent? Are we selling Semenyo if he's out? No, that was long time ago. No, I can read your comments. I can read your comments. It's all coming through. No Villa players. Mbuema and Bruno are good picks going forward. Yeah, I probably agree with that. Oh, you haven't confirmed anything. Okay, if you haven't confirmed anything and you can restore it back, you can do like a reset. You should be able to then cancel your free hit. But then that's up to you whether you want to play the free hit this week or not. Completely fine. Either way. But you can't play both chips at the same time. No. Oh, Sandri says, can you read my comment? Yes, Sandri, I can see your comment. In terms of having a look at your team, yes. But you need to send it over. Or is it the same team that you sent me last? Yes, like on Tuesday. But I'll only be able to bring it up after some of the other teams as well. Maybe it's a full one. How I look at my team, my plan is Gabriel to Munoz and Paqueta to Rice. That was your comment, right? That's the comment that I saw last. Getting my team in the league. Okay. I've hit the chip, not confirmed my transfers. Okay, I think can I cancel my bench boost before the deadline? Yes, bench boost you can deactivate. Bench boost you can activate and deactivate. Bench boost, triple captain. That's it. Those are the two chips that you can activate and deactivate. Free hit can only be deactivated if no transfers have been made. I had a discussion with some Premier League fans. This is 240 in the league. Okay, let me quickly bring that up. Jamie. So Van Dijk, Correa, probably Trafford as well, alongside maybe Gabriel, Saka, Eze, Joe Pedro, Haaland. Jamie, do you feel like you've not played your wild card as well? Wait, Jamie, you have not played a single chip. You have so many chips available. Oh my days. Okay, there are a few ways to go about this. One, you could play wildcard this week, and then you could either triple captain or free hit next week. And then let's say you triple captain next week, you could play free hit in like a 15 or a 17 or something, or even a bench boost in a 15 or 17, something like that. Or you could keep the wildcard later, play the free hit like you're planning on to, do a triple captaincy next, although you still need to fix this issue. Because so from this team, Wan-Bissaka probably has to go, Cells has got to go. Reinders, Baleba, Reinders and Baleba. How many free transfers did you said you have? If you did Gabriel down to like a midfield player, Gabriel down to a cheaper defender, and cheaper defender being Richards maybe from Crystal Palace, and then Reinders up. You would start a back four this week. Would you play Dubravka this week? Burnley are playing. Who are Burnley playing? Chelsea. No, play Sales. You play a back four. You would do Reinders to maybe, let's say, Mbeumo, for example. You'll play a 4-4-2 formation. And then maybe wildcard next week. Would you wildcard next week? Could triple captain as well next week. I can't see because I hit the chip. How do I reverse it? If if you play this, is there like a deactivate button? Do you have like a deactivate button? Or a cancel button? I can't tell. I don't want to play it as well. I'm a bit scared. So now I don't remember. But like, do you have a cancel button? Can you send me a screenshot of what button you see on top? And then this team was from. Let me close this. This one was, who was this? Tiger? Not Tiger. This is Andy. Andy, this is your team. Andy's asking for who to bench, right, Andy? Surely you have to start Guehi this week. I think Guehi should be fine, Andy. Venice isn't Herzler's. Glasner is at 1. Okay, I think Guehi should be fine. So I probably will start Guehi if he's fine. Oh my days. See, this is something that could do with a bench boost. You know what I would do? Probably start Guehi. Funnily enough, I might start him over Senesi. Potentially. I'd do Guehi over Senesi maybe. Or even Guehi over, well, you just bought in Konate, but yeah. Maybe over Senesi or over Timber. One of the two. It's a bit odd to say Timber, but yeah. One of those two. I might also... Would I start Caicedo against Burnley? No, you could probably bench him. Although I would like to start Caicedo, but I don't mind potentially benching and seeing. Cancelled it? Okay. Yeah. So here are a few options, Jamie. You could wildcard today, like wildcard this week, play triple captaincy in 13, play free hit in like 15 or 17, but you need to find a week to bench boost as well. You kind of need to decide when you want to play your chips. And it would all potentially start with, yeah, you first need to decide. Okay, you need to decide next for game week 13. Let's start with there. What chip you want to play. Decide in game week 13 whether you want to play the triple captaincy, the free hit, or the wild card. And from there, you can decide what other chips you want to play where. I was thinking Timber bench. Now they have a 6 back 4. You could bench Timber. Yes, I don't mind that. But as Sandy said, I had a discussion with you, blah, blah, blah. And now you can. So I'm writing it down separately. No one except Manila has put Ronaldo in the top 3 best primes in Premier League only. I feel like we've had this conversation before. And I don't want to repeat it. But until someone, who's the other, who's the only other player? The only other player to win a Ballon d'Or in the Premier League has been Rodri, right? Yeah, no. If there are people who are not saying Ronaldo is in like the top 3 best Premier League players, they clearly haven't watched Ronaldo when he was playing in the Premier League. I've watched Ronaldo when he was playing in the Premier League, so yeah. And this was not Ronaldo that just came back in 20, like in the second stint. This is Ronaldo at the first time in the Premier League. I have 2 free transfers. Okay. 2 free transfers means, okay, again, this depends on when you want to play your chips. You could do Gabriel. Okay, you could do Reinders to Embuemo and then Gabriel to Richards for this week. And then decide. Semenyo to sell today if he starts and don't return. What do you mean if he starts and doesn't return? I think like a sell. Well, he should start, but we'll see. They've all watched it and no one except Man United fans put him in the top 3. Sandri, I think you'll find a lot of non-Man United fans in this chat right now who will probably put Ronaldo in their top 3. But this is a different football conversation which we can have on a watch along when I will bring like a few, like a Liverpool fan even, and we can have this discussion later. But anyways, now back to the FPL. Yeah, Jamie, probably Gabriel to Richards, Reinders to Embuemo. That's one option. Or that's probably the only option that you can afford. I don't know if you can do like Gabriel to Richards and Mark you to like a Mateta. That's another potential solution. Or you just wildcard and get a good team this week. But you can potentially hold out on the wildcard. I feel like maybe holding out on the wildcard might be a bit okay. Probably just do the 2 transfers, hold out on the wildcard, then decide whether you want to wildcard next week or TC next week or free hit. If you have actually your wildcard should take priority over the free hit. So decide whether you want a triple captain or wildcard next week. There are other triple captaincy weeks as well, like we discussed for Haaland, which is game week 15 against Sunderland and game week 17 against West Ham. So you'll want to play a triple captaincy on one of those weeks as well. If you wildcard in next week, have a look when you would play your bench boost. Bench boost ideally would also be one of those. Have a look. It depends on what. Like, I'll try the grinders first. Yeah, have a look and see in terms of the transfers. But yeah, all right. Next one. This is Andy's. I think probably Andy. I probably look into maybe starting Guehi over Timber as well. Potentially, you could do that as well. I have a rule and it works. They don't score in 3. They are form. You see. Okay, we'll have a look and see. 2-week wildcard and play the window, then get 5-1 transfers. If you can, yeah, you could. But for if you guys could hold on to the 5 AFCON transfers without using them as well as as like a mini wildcard, that might also be potentially useful. But yeah, Haaland or Joe Pedro for captaincy. I am leaning towards Haaland mainly because Newcastle have been poor, so I don't see any reason why I shouldn't not captain Haaland. Yes, it's a home fixture for Newcastle, but they've been poor recently, pretty badly. So I'm still on Haaland as things stand. Triple captain next week if you have Chelsea and Gunners players. Yes. You have to understand Premier League only. Yes. Yes. I am understanding. So yes. Alright. Bilal. Where is Bilal? Triple captain Haaland versus Leeds in 13 or West Ham in 17? I'd go Leeds in 13 before Leeds get a new manager. So I'd probably go Leeds in 13. Leeds, like technically Leeds are the worst team, right? Compared to West Ham, Leeds are worse. Let's be honest here. And this is not Leeds at home as well. This is Leeds away from home, which is even worse. The only thing that you could probably say is that there's a chance because it's a midweek fixture there's a midweek fixture. So City play Leeds and then they play Fulham midweek, right? There is a small chance that, Haaland gets like substituted early. Like he gets like 70, 75 minutes maybe. Whereas in game week 17, that's not going to happen. Let me confirm that. Let me actually bring up the fixture ticker. Thanks to our good friend Pete from FPL Side. Elazar, I've just seen you sent me a message. Although I don't know if Elazar is still. Elazar, you're in the chat, aren't you? Yes, you are. Elazar is in the chat. All right. From our good friend Pete. So here's the thing, right? Now, Haaland could potentially get like 70, 75 minutes against Leeds if they're like 3-4 nil up. But then you would probably assume that he's already scored at least 1 or 2, which I'll take. Whereas game week 17, he has Brentford in the cup and then West Ham. And then a break after. Right? So there's a chance that he plays 90 minutes in that West Ham game compared to like 70, 75 minutes in the Leeds game. That's the only thing that potentially pushes like West Ham as a decent option. It's just that West Ham so it's a better team plus 90 minutes, close to 90 minutes in West Ham versus maybe 70 to 75 minutes, but a worse team that he's playing. So it depends on how you want to approach it. The only thing is game week 17 is also very far. It's like a month away. We don't know what the status of Haaland will be as well in game week 17. Wanikwan, welcome. Because overall, I know he's in the top 5 best primes of all time. So how come he's not in the top 3 of the Premier League? Vanikwan says Rufus, Tarkowski, Timbers, Chalaba, Semenyo, Rice, Minte, Sa, Walter, Mada, Haaland, Matita, Donnarumma, Enzo, Gabriel, Danburn. 2 free transfers. Roll or make a transfer. Which one should I change and to whom? Thank you. Rufus, Tarkowski, Timber, Chalaba, Semenyo, Rice, Minte, Sa, Walter, Mada, Haaland, Matita. Enzo. One Nick man, you can start Enzo this week. I'd probably start Enzo, and I potentially might even bench Minte because Enzo apparently should be fine for Chelsea. So I'll start Enzo this week. I might Mateta. You could probably sell Tarkovsky. Actually, you could even sell Gabriel instead. Sell Gabriel to like a Crystal Palace defender and start the Crystal Palace defender over Tarkovsky. What do you think, Manikwan? In a short time, just the midweek fixture is my only worry. Yeah, that's the thing. Based on your logic, Rodri has a better legacy in the Premier League than Scholes. Ooh, Rodri better legacy than Scholes. I would say they have a decent if I was to compare the thing is I can't compare them, right? They're two different players. But you wouldn't rank both of them you wouldn't rank Rodri and Scholes in your top 3. That's not going to happen, right? You would probably also say that Haaland is probably a better option in City in terms of better player. Surely gets rested in the cup. Who Haaland against Brentford? Maybe, but he could play that as well, right? It's a knockout, right? He could probably start in the cup. I don't think he'll get rested. West of England has bad weather. Everton Liverpool home games can often get cancelled. Yep, I agree. I remember last year. Because he wasn't better than Henry Suarez, Salah in Premier League prime, their best season. No, we're not having this conversation again. I feel like you've had to have watched Ronaldo in the Premier League to kind of fully know. Haaland captain, but I still like the look of Bruno versus Everton. Bruno versus Everton. He seems to love playing them. Yeah, I probably agree. But I don't know. Like he hasn't been. He's playing deeper, right, Combe? Probably not this week, Combe. I still think Haaland better. Like if Bruno was playing a bit more further advanced, or if United were like the only thing with United is sometimes we click in attack, sometimes it's like not clicking. I don't know. It feels a bit more risky. Like if I was to captain Bruno, maybe against West Ham or Wolves might be potentially slightly a better fixture. Although against Wolves, Sunderland, actually Liverpool have leads. You probably would want a Liverpool captaincy option potentially that week. Maybe. But yeah, I think I don't know. I don't mind it. Although to be fair, this week is not a bad week to go differential captains. Just because of Haaland having the harder fixture, it's not a bad week to go differential captains. You might not. There is a risk that can be taken this week. I'm going free hit 13, so I'm considering O'Reilly and bringing VVD on a free hit for West Ham. Yeah, that's not too bad, Eliza. That is not too bad. My last message was to maybe save free hit to last week so that that suits. Yeah, you could. It depends on depends on your team, right? Free hit is very team specific, and if your team is not looking good that week, play the free hit. I'm banking on O'Reilly missing Game Week 14 since it's midweek. Then playing Game Week 15. VVD is safer and higher own pick, so I'm very skeptical. Fair, fair. I can see that happening. What's outcome decision made for you? It was differential of differentials if it would have come off for you. Wait, what was Combe going to do otherwise? It's your opinion, but 70 to 80% fans who watched them all didn't put Ronaldo in top 3. I don't know where you're finding these 70 to 80% fans. I can tell you right now in the chat that there might be 70 to 80% that will put him in the top 3. Why isn't anyone considering Villa? They're on form and have good. Oh, no, people are considering Villa. We have actually mentioned, we've mentioned Villa defense. We haven't mentioned Villa attack. And the reason we haven't mentioned Villa attack is we can't reliably tell you who exactly you want to pick from Villa attack because, like Andy mentioned it earlier in the comments, it's like there is a high chance that there could be different attackers who get a goal from Villa. So there is no reliable Villa attacker, and because of that, it's very hard to tell. Bilal, where's Bilal? Bilal, are you here? This is Bilal's team, and after Bilal, were there any other teams? Oh yes, I got sent a team by Elazar as well. And then we have Sandri's team as well. This was Elazar's team. I was supposed to load another team after Bilal. Sandri, Elazar, and Jamie. No, I had loaded that already. Oh, Rohan. Rohan sent your team. Rohan, you sent your team as well, right? This was Rohan. Rohan sent it before, so I needed to load Rohan. Rohan, did you? Oh, Topantine sent a message as well. I need to reply to Topantine. This is Rohan's team. Rohan, you only sent team 2, by the way. I just know you are a little bit biased, but no problem. No, it's not. It's not biased. Like even if I wasn't like, okay, bias could be there, but you can't tell me that the guy who won a Ballon d'Or in the Premier League and then went for a British transfer record to Real Madrid was not in the top 3 Premier League players of all time. That sounds a bit crazy. And not only that, he won 3 Premier Leagues in a row, including a Champions League, while at that club. Whereas you're putting players in your top 3 of Premier League all time that have also, some of them have not even won a Premier League. So you're putting a player who's probably not even won a Premier League in like the top 3 of Premier League all time. Whereas a player who's won the Premier League 3 in a row is not even making it in. That is, yeah, you probably need to go get your facts checked. Miles Combe, get on Sessenyong and Josh King. Wanikwan says, yeah, I have 4 in the bank. Thinking about Tarkowski to Van Dijk and Burn to Nico or Riley. But if I make Riley transfer, should I bench him or what? Maybe don't make the Nico Riley move just this week. You can wait and do it next week. You could do the Tarkowski to Van Dijk. I don't mind that as well if you wanted to. But maybe the Nico Riley move can wait for 1 more week. Walter, you could play Walter this week. It's not a bad fixture because he's at home and he scored 2 goals. He scored 2 goals or 3 goals? 3 goals, right, for Germany in the international break. You could play Walter this week. I don't mind it. I think he's a decent option this week. I wouldn't make probably wait for Nico Riley for next week. You could punt on a Cody Gakpo as well, but that's a punt, to be fair. That is definitely a punt. Where's Bilal? Bilal's not even here. Bilal has disappeared. All right. The next one, this was obviously from Rohan. If you rank players based on team trophies, then you are doing mistakes. Kane is absolutely better than Drogba for what they have done in the Premier League. And I am a Chelsea fan. Okay, you know how we settle this once and for all? I will create a poll. And then we will not have this conversation again. All right. Chat can answer the poll. I don't know why we're doing this poll, but we're not going to answer this. Like after this, we're not having this conversation. But yeah. All right. Kane is absolute model professional, absolute pro. I would agree. Yes. All right. Uh, all right. Next one. This one was from Rohan. Where are you? This is Rohan's team, but this one was from Elazar. So Elazar's team: Petrovic, Richards, Timber, Senesi, Roden, Foden, Embuemo, Saka, Sa. Is Ronaldo playing back in the EPL? No, he's not. This is just Sandri wants to know if he's top three of all time or not. Mateta and Haaland. Dubravka, Semenyo, Mukiele, and Mark Yu. Ooh, Semenyo on the bench. I'd probably start Semenyo, Elazar, over Roden at this moment, to be honest. The moment you hesitated on Man United Liverpool history, I know. How did I hesitate? I haven't hesitated at any point, to be honest. I've maintained the fact that he's better. Anyways, Elazar. Semenyo, probably. That's not my team. Really? Oh, wait. This is Rohan's. This is your team. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. That's Rohan's team. Rohan, I'll come to you next. All right. Elazar. Rufus, James, Timber, Senesi, Enzo, Semenyo, Rice, Mintesa, Bowen, Hull. Oh, by the way, Rohan, you probably want to start Semenyo over Roden. Pope on the bench, Gabriel, Anderson, Walter Mardo on the bench as well. Oh. How many free transfers did you say, Elazar? Man United or Liverpool? Who's bigger? That I can't. That you know my answer, and that will have bias. Why can't both be big? Everything in life doesn't need to be binary. Exactly. Thank you. They're both the biggest clubs in England. Too free. Um. Hmm. Two free transfers. Maybe Bowen to Mateta potentially, or even actually, yeah, probably Bowen to Mateta. Unless it's either selling Bowen or Gabriel. So if you sell Gabriel, it's what for Crystal Palace defender. Who is bigger? They're both big, man. I feel like this is like a okay. I have a way of this. I have a way of answering this question, and it was answered by a Liverpool um player as well, former Liverpool player. But if I show it to you, you will still not take it as an answer. So I don't know. I can play a specific video, and then you can decide for yourself. Gabriel to O'Reilly, Van Dyke, or Palace defender. Gabriel to O'Reilly, Sandri give Ryan a break. Next, we'll be arguing who has got the biggest. I know. But here, this one is for Sandri. Sandri, you can go and watch this video and then come back to me after. There you go. And there is no United person in that video who is answering. So you can't tell me there's bias in that video. Gabriel to O'Reilly, VVD, or Palace defender. Gabriel to O'Reilly, VVD, or Palace defender. If you go for O'Reilly, then you bench him this week, right? You don't really start him. I'd probably go Palace defender at the moment. Now, obviously, Palace have got a new manager, but still, Palace defense is good, right? I still rate Palace defense. The only thing is, if you're going for Palace defense, you probably go for Lacroix over Guehi because we don't know about Guehi fully. So you probably go Lacroix. But if you go Lacroix, then you have to bench one of your attackers. And if you were to pick one, it probably ends up being Minte, right? I think maybe just do Bowen to like a Mateta or something, and just and hold out one more week for Gabriel, unless you need the price changes. Like, will the price changes affect you? Is the question, Eliza. And then obviously for Rohan, I probably will start Semenyo over Roden. I sent you a message on Instagram, says Tiger. Aha, this Tiger's updated. What changed, Tiger, from the last one? Oh, you got in Morgan Rogers. Oh, Mrs. Team. Oh, Mrs. Team. Can you tell her to start Morgan Rogers maybe? Oh, she has to sell Gabriel, by the way, Tiger, because Gabriel is out. Sell Gabriel. I start Morgan Rogers. Actually, she can start Morgan Rogers over Gabriel. Califiori, we need to see what Arteta says about Califiori. Yes, the price change will affect me. Then you might want to make a move. Who do you want more? O'Reilly or Van Dijk? Who do you want the most? Waiting on Semenyo news. Maybe we'll do Semenyo to Gakpo or Eze or Doku. Okay, wait on the Semenyo news. But if Semenyo is available, you probably keep him, right? Bowen to Edith Thiago or Mateta? I would go. That's actually a bit more closer than it is. Burnley. No, it probably should be Mateta. I would lean towards Mateta. She's going to do a wild card. Okay, fair enough. Maybe send the wildcard draft once she's done one. There's a wildcard video on the channel, Tiger. So she could have a look there if she wants as well. I'm leaning towards O'Reilly, but Van Dijk is a DEFCON monster. Would agree. Go with what you want though, in terms of the pick. If you want to go Van Dijk, go for it. And then you can get O'Reilly for like you could get O'Reilly for like what do you call, for a Senesi even potentially. You could get O'Reilly for Senesi if you need to, like next week or something. Or even Anderson, right? Anderson is there, right? You could probably go O'Reilly to Anderson as well, potentially. Assuming you have the funds in the bank. That's the only thing. There are a lot of players still saying Ronaldo is the coach, so that doesn't mean. I don't know why we're answering this question. I feel like you have something against Ronaldo more than anything else. Uh, all right. Final team. Um, Rohan. Rohan is okay. I answered Rohan as well. And then this is the Tigers. This is and then obviously Sandri. Even though Sandri is arguing for Ronaldo, this was Sandri's team. Sandri will probably have to do. Oh, you could probably start Guardiola, but probably Gabriel to probably another Arsenal defender, Timber potentially, or even if you really wanted Van Dijk is an option. Could also go Lacroix or Munoz because you have the Crystal Palace option open. Uh, so yeah. Maybe we'll do Seminator Capo. Is it? Yeah, okay. Rohan's one I read. Yep. All right. So yeah, these are the teams. Tiger, what do you think? I would do. Yeah, I think if she wants to do a wild card, honestly, she can. But does she have any other chips left as well, Tiger? She can do a wild card. Doesn't? Uh, she can. She can also do a wild card on game week 13 because like the team is like for this week the team is fine. Maybe could do with a one more week's worth of information and then play the wildcard in 13 just to get a better idea of like Arsenal's defense and all of that, you know. Um, and then could like kind of decide it. Like she can wait for one more week, get a better information on like who is actually like playing instead of Gabriel, like whether it's Mosquera or Hincape. She's got all the chips. Then she can play. She could play the wildcard this week with a triple captaincy on 13, and then free hit and bench boost can be played when like whenever the squads are good. Um, or like the same thing with who was it? With Jamie, she can delay the wildcard for next week, but that means she doesn't play the triple captaincy next week. So she'll wildcard next week, probably triple captain in 17, maybe. Free hit could be in 15. Bench boost will be somewhere in the middle. Free could be even later as well, to be honest. But like, yeah. But if you wanted for transfers, I think start Rogers over Gabriel this week and probably could do Califiori. Actually, you know what? I'd probably start Webrugen over Dubravka as well for this week. Um, I'd start Webrugen over Dubravka and Rogers over Gabriel. And if she wanted, she could go and get in like what week wildcard next. She can wildcard next week potentially. It's either this week or next week. This week it's like you'll have to like pick a proper team. Like, but I think wait one more week and wildcard next week. You might get a bit more info that might be useful. But I'll probably wildcard next week. Wildcard next week. Triple captaincy in game week 17. Um, and then just have to find a week for a bench boost and a free hit. I'll make a wildcard video for next week's. I'll make a wildcard video for next week. But for this week, maybe start Rogers and probably make a defensive transfer of Gabriel out to one of the defenders we discussed, whether that's going to Van Dijk, whether that's going to like a Munoz as well, or even going for. Would I go for a Chelsea defender? Probably not. I mean, you could go, but maybe like, yeah, either Van Dijk or like, this thing. The moment I sense Cole's eyes, Kane is better. What? The moment I'm saying Cole. You can see what kind of scores is. Kane is better than Drogba. I mean, Kane better. Yeah, Kane better than Drogba. Yes, in terms of a striker, yeah, I probably agree. But what has that got to do with like top three? You do realize who you've put in the top three, right? VVD looks good. Yeah, so then could go for VVD. All right, I think we'll end it here. And I feel like we've had this discussion before. I'll end the poll as well because it's a bit. Yeah, I kind of guess the answer. The results are already in the poll. Um, but yeah, all right. Um, so Guehi and Califury okay to play this game week? I assume so, but wait for some press conference news. I'm not playing Guardiola, says Henry. Okay, yeah. So probably make a defender swap. For Califury, Tiger, just wait and see what Arteta says. Although he's not going to really say anything, right? I'm planning to buy Munoz. Yeah, that's fair enough. That sounds like a good plan as well. Guehi should be fine, Tiger. Guehi should be fine. All right, we will end it there. Califury maybe might be fine, but wait and see on what you call Arteta says. But that's why I'm telling you to sell Gabriel, because if Califury is not available, at least like you have a player that is available. Like if she's doing Gabriel to Van Dijk, you still have your three defenders available to play. If Califury is not an option for this week, that's why. Cool. All right, we'll end it here. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And I will see you all potentially on Monday. But if you guys have any questions, FPL wise, you can send me a message on X or on the Discord for those of you there. Or if you have any team related questions on Instagram as well, and I'll answer them before the deadline tomorrow. She's only one transfer. Then probably maybe VVD is fine if she wants to get VVD. So Gabriel to VVD, right? Gabriel to VVD and start VVD with Senesi and Guehi. Could start Califury as well, but probably start Rogers over Califury. What time? Well, deadline tomorrow is at 10 o'clock my time. I don't know what time. It's probably like 1.5 hours difference for you. So yeah. But if you guys want to send questions on the Discord, feel free to. I will see if I have time in the afternoon tomorrow. Unlikely. If I do, maybe I'll do a tiny quick like 1 hour stream. Otherwise, unlikely. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and best of luck for the game week. And I will obviously see you all Monday. There will be a game week review. Tuesday for the team selection. So Tuesday is the next live stream as things stand. So have a good one, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.